I pretty much went the Rocky way because it was something different. You don't see many of them around. And I like simplicity in cars. You can tweak these with a screwdriver and a hammer. My name's Mitch. I own a 1989 Daihatsu Rocky. Bit about me, I'm a fitter machinist by trade. Now I'm currently doing hydraulic cylinders for mining machines. So a bit of a change, but loving it. Getting into like the four drive scene, you know, I had a Hilux. I think that's sort of where it all started. Was you see other four drives out there and it's like, I want one that can do that. And then so it's like, okay, well, I'm an apprentice. This all started when I was an apprentice, so money was very, very tight. So that's how the Daihatsu came along. It was dirt cheap. It was already solid front. Had everything I wanted, you know, simple to work on, and just I don't want much. It doesn't have air conditioning, so that's how that started. Just having a Hilux that got no flex at all to a car that I want to be able to take off road and enjoy being off road, whether I'm touring or out with mates, flexing, whatever. And I want it to be different and build a capable rig. You know, I'm on Monday to Friday, I'm in a workshop playing with cylinders, and I come home and play with full drives. You know, what more do you want? The camping side of things was just more, Dad just said one day, hey, would you be interested in going camping? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll give that a go. And I think just trying that, boom, next thing I've got a camping bug, touring bug, you know. I did a 4-week Cape trip, and those 4 weeks just went too quick for me. I want to go back up there now. Just being in front of a campfire, the way you cook your foods, or you're watching the sunset, whether it's beach, bush, whatever, yeah. I don't know what else you'd want to do, really. So I've had this probably 2.5 years. The car itself came from a farm just out Goondiwindi way. Motor was wrecked. That Rocky's been my learning curve for motors, gearboxes, diffs, you know, four drive scene touring. It's done on the cheap, but hey, it's done everything everyone else can do. Motor itself is built to standard spec. There is no oversizing. It's all running factory spec. They call it a DL52. The T on the end was for turbo model, so that's got a DL52T. It is a 2.8 4-cylinder. They do run a different setup to most of your 4-cylinders. They call them a tri-Y. So it's a 2 intake with a 3 exhaust port head. So all up, you've actually only a 5-port head. Exhaust wise, 3-inch straight through, dumped over rear diff. Doesn't sound too bad. There are better sounding trucks out there, but yeah, nah, it's good. I like it. It's definitely a head turner. All bar work is made here at home. Side rails, that 4-inch Stano snorkel was made here at home as well. Standard headlights, they're just LED bulbed insert. You'll see 2 aerials on the bull bar. One is for the 2-way and the other one is for the Selfie phone booster. I think it's a 6.5 dB gain as well. On the roof there is just a roof basket for a single cab vehicle. It does have the Tread Pros on there and a 40-inch light bar. And then on the bull bar itself, there is 2 different types of light bars. You'll see one longer one there and 2 short stubby ones. They are eBay spec ones. I do recommend not cheaping out on light bars. All 3 do get moisture in them. They are terrible. Spend a bit more money, get something decent, please. I've learnt the hard way. Going underneath there, the axles are pre-90 Hilux front and rear. The rear one is a chopped IFS Hilux axle because it does run an offset rear. The reason I went with the offset rear is for 2 reasons. They are factory offset, and I wanted to keep the drive shafts as straight as I could. The drive shafts themselves did have to get lengthened, the front one mainly because of the major lift. So suspension is EFS leafs with Oztech shocks. The shocks are 4-inch MQ Patrol shocks, just off the shelf, no custom valve or anything, they're just off the shelf. Shackle wise, shackles are all standard, there's no extended shackles or anything. Steering arms are off a 75 Cruiser but have been chopped to suit. And again, the steering dampener is off a 75 Cruiser. I don't know why, but Daihatsu ran leafed over on the rear and leafed under up the front. So people go, well, how'd you get away with going leaf over on the front when it acts as almost a 6-inch lift? Well, the shackles on these utes on the rear are inverted. So what I've done is I've flipped the shackles upside down and it has since leveled out the car. You know, I'd say it's got 3-inch leaf pack on a 6-inch leafed over conversion plus the tires. You know, it's near 10-inch lift. Yet it's still smaller than a Cruiser. So it doesn't stand out like your modern cars. The diffs that I've got, the ratios are 4.33 Hilux centers with e-lockers in them. Rim and tire combination, I chose to be, again, slightly different. I am running the Hankook Dynapro MTs. The rims are 16 by 10 neg 4.4 steel dynamics. Winches, it is twin winched, both front and rear, running Runva winches, the 11 XP premiums. My 12 volt system is all on the tray. The alternator is out of a 2H motored Land Cruiser. So it's a factory upgrade we do on these Rockies. They usually run a 40 amp alternator. So it's now currently running an 80 amp alternator. So battery wise, it's 135 amp hour AGM controlled by a C-Tech D250SA. You can open up the box. It does have a 350 watt pure sine inverter. So I can run your 240 volt like your laptops, drones, whatever. That did come in handy a couple of times up the Cape. You know, once you start using cameras and everything, yeah, you start using your sockets, and that inverter came in handy. Yeah, no, it's very simple, but it works for me. So in the dash, I've got my boost, EGT and water. I have fully sound dead in the car, roof, floor, doors, and the back wall. It's got XR6 bucket seats. Roof consoles, I've got a T console, so like across the windscreen, and then one that goes from the front to the back. Motor wise and gearbox wise, parts are relatively easy to get. You can go to an engine shop and they will build it for you. I've been very lucky with having a local mob that are quite happy to help. But when it comes to simple things like a belt or a hose, you know, it's not off the shelf. You got to order it in, but they're not impossible to get. That was half the reason for the axle swap, purely was for parts. You know, you go to a Wreckers, if you smash a Senna or a CV, when you go to a Wreckers, do you see a Toyota or do you see a Daihatsu? But if you're prepared to wait and again look for them, yeah, no, there's no worries in building them. When I say it's done on the cheap, you know, including buying this car and everything that's in it, the 3 motor builds, you name it, that's in it. I'm only in this car like 16 grand. You look at it and go, he spent more, but no, you do things yourself. It's not an $80,000 car I've just spent another $30,000 on. You know, it's a car I've built and bought for under 20.